G'day and welcome to another episode of SidekickTV. Today I'm joined by Kim Chan from Kim Chan Events, and today we're talking about how do you break the mould and how do you just kind of go for it in a traditional industry. So Kim, I'd love to start off, if you'd like to kind of introduce yourself and what your business does and kind of how you got here.
Okay, so I started in the floral industry when I was in my 20s. Which was actually at the time quite old to start in this industry because most people started when they were 15 or 16. And I started off working in a shop, which I did for a while, and then I'd sit in these shops and I'd go, oh, it's actually quite boring working in a shop for me. And I'd think, oh, everybody waits for the customers to come to the shop. And I thought, well, I'm going to do something different. So I decided to start a business called Corporate Stems, and we focused on corporate functions and weddings. And well, actually at that time it was hotel flowers and weddings. And I worked from home and I did that for about 9 years. And then I decided to sell the business and go to Hong Kong. So I put it on the market and signed up with the guy. He said, oh, we'll have it for 3 months. And I was like, oh no, I think 1 week will do. If you can't sell it in a week, we'll give it, and it sold. So within a month, I was in Hong Kong.
Wow.
So.
And then what was it you were doing in Hong Kong? You'd stayed in the flowers and florist?
When I went to Hong Kong, I was, I was really tired because I did work quite hard here. So I basically didn't do anything. I retired for 2 years. I travelled throughout Europe. I went to London. I got a job in a flower shop in London. Where I used to get up at 4 a.m. and work till lunchtime. It was in the same industry because I thought I want to know if I need to know some other things. So that was pretty good. And then one day I said to the guy, because he was paying me quite low wages, I said, oh, I think I'd like to have a little bit of a pay rise. And he's like, oh no, I don't think so. So I said, okay, I'm going to go to Egypt tomorrow on Tuesday. So I went to Egypt and then travelled around Europe for 7 months. Went back to Hong Kong, got a job in a bar. It was a great bar, but got tired of going to sleep at 3 a.m. and then one day people started telling me I looked like a vampire. So I went to my boss and I said, oh, I can't do this anymore. And he goes, what are you going to do? And I went, I don't know, I guess I'll do flowers again. So he had 5 restaurants in Hong Kong, so he goes, oh, you can do all our flowers then. So I had an instant client, so yeah, it was good. And because it was a great bar, I had really good contacts from that. So all the advertising agencies and all those guys used to come in. So I ended up doing big projects for them. Mm. So yeah, it was really good.
So yeah, you're not scared of making a bold choice to just cut things and go for it.
If you're not feeling good and things are not okay, then you have to do something else. And I'm the sort of person that if I'm not happy doing something, I get sick. And I just can't do it, so I have to.
Yeah.
So now if something doesn't work, that's it, I'm gone.
And so that kind of brings us on to, then you then ended up back in New Zealand, having done Hong Kong for a number of years, and then you had the other innovation or innovative idea of artificial flowers. So talk us through, and sorry, I should have maybe it started with that. The way that Kim Chan Events does flowers and is quite different to what a lot of other businesses have done. But talk me through that side of things, the artificial flowers when you. Yeah.
So when I came back from Hong Kong, and because I'd been through Europe and everything, I saw heaps of amazing things, and then I came back to Christchurch. And we had the local flower market, which was great, but we had, carnations, chrysanthemums, roses, tuberose, lilies, and that was it. And I was used to working in an international market where I could get anything, any time of the day, every day of the year. So if I wanted tulips at Christmas, I could have them. If I wanted lily of the valley in whatever month, I could have it. So. And then I thought, well, what am I going to do? And I'd seen a lot of artificial flowers, and I'd started buying them just because I liked them. And I thought, I'm going to use these. And I started, I'd make an arrangement and I'd put some artificial flowers in it, for one of the big arrangements for a wedding or something. And I used to go and everyone said to me, there's no way that's going to work. That no one is going to buy artificial flowers. You are nuts. It is crazy. And I just thought, oh, well, I'm going to do it. So I'd do it. And, the first few weddings I did, I used to go to the wedding, set it up. Then I'd hide in the bushes somewhere like a crazy person. And I'd be watching after the wedding and people would come up and they'd go, oh my God, those flowers are amazing. And then I'd touch it. And whenever anybody touches flowers, they always touch the foliage. They don't go and touch the petals because they know that they'll bruise. So they'd touch it and they'd go, oh, they're real. They're amazing. And I thought, yeah. So, so it's just kind of grown from there. Another reason that we started with that also was because of Pinterest. Pinterest was big, starting to be really big. So people would come, girls would come, and they'd have these boards with all this huge stuff on it and everything, and, limited budget. So that way we can give people a lot of bang for their buck.
Great.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And you said, everyone else was saying this won't work. Presumably then no one else was trying it. And then you dove in and...
Yeah. No one else was using the flowers as what we were. And now, yeah. But it works for us. It means we can produce huge scale pieces. We know they're not going to drip water on people, they're not going to fall on anyone, they're not going to wilt, they're always going to look amazing. They're going to get the effect that they want and they're going to please the budget.
Yeah.
So,
when we were talking about these and the fact that you're using a different technology or medium to deliver what is in a very traditional industry, and I couldn't help but kind of draw those parallels with what we do. When Zero came along, it was just putting the power and the tools into the consumer's hands, which, to be honest, so many accountants hated. We embraced it 12, 13 years ago, and that's ultimately where nearly all of our growth has come from. So with these kind of innovations, breaking the mould, what's next? How do you...
I think we will continue to build what we're doing. There's a lot more corporate. I think it's really suited to the corporate market, just for the impact that we can get. We can incorporate people's brand colours and all their ethos and things like that. It's sustainable. So we're working down that avenue of improving our sustainability, making it easier for people, making sure we provide the right impact, and basically just making it easy for them so they can just ring us and go, yep, and we go, yep, okay, we'll see you there.
Yeah. And that, I suppose, brings me on to that, one of the next innovations that you've told me about, which I thought was amazing, because, the buyer of a lot of flowers are men. Men are pretty useless when it comes to remembering when to buy flowers and things. And apparently the old, petrol station at the racing home isn't the best way to do it. So tell me, how's your business evolved to help men look good?
So we've started recently, very recently, we've formed our Special Days Club. So I had a lot of women, a lot of girls and friends and things ring me up and they go, oh my God, my husband spent money on flowers and he goes, but there's glitter on them, or they're from the petrol station, or they're... So I thought, how can I get to these guys? Because, I don't want to go calling everybody's husband. So we've formed the Special Days Club. So we get the girls to sign themselves up, and then, we know all about what they like and everything like that. Then we just message we've got their permission to contact their partners.
Yeah.
And we remind them. And it all happens. And then they look like $1 million and the girls are happy. So it's a win-win.
Because it's not the thought that counts. It's what's actually arrived at home that counts.
They want to get something that they like, It's like if you're... it's like giving somebody a curry and they want a casserole.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It's like...
Yeah, excellent. Okay. And so, what would be your advice to business owners, like I say, they might be in a traditional industry or they might be in an industry that can feel a bit samey. What should people be doing?
I think you just have to go with your gut and just do, you know, if you think it's a good idea, then just do it. Test the market, see what happens. You know, it took us quite a while to break in, for people to understand that what artificial flowers were. They always thought they were awful and ugly and everything else, and you just have to just do it and just give them options. Say, okay, I can do this or I can do that, and that's what we did. It's like, we can do this and it will cost you this much, or we can do that and it will cost you that much, but it's going to look just as good as that. So, you know, most people, or if it's, they'll go for it.
And it was going to be easier, and you could deliver it better, and you could guarantee delivery.
We don't have to worry about, you know, if you want peonies in February, you can have peonies in February.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, I remember when, because you were a client of ours at the time, and Cam and I, who are not experts at flowers, were thinking similar thoughts. I think, you know, it's just right. Well, high-end flowers, people presumably want real. Then, you know, Kim wants to go and do this, and then, you know, but then when you look at the numbers, the delivery, the client experience, the guarantees that you get with all of that, you just go, wow, that is an exciting innovation in a business. You know, that's the. Yeah.
And it's amazing how many dads come up to me and they are just blown away. They are so happy and proud, and they're just so excited. You know, they'll come into the marquees or they'll come into the venues, and I tell them to, you know, come and have a look before everybody else comes in, because they've shelled out all the money. So it's like, come and see. And they take photos with their daughter, or, you know, and they just love it. And I see them afterwards and they're like, oh, that was the best day ever. It was awesome. Amazing. So for us to be able to create those memories and help people have those experiences is really important. That's what makes me really feel happy, because, you know, traditionally you wouldn't go into a venue before and look at it, because people go, well, you know, that's where we're having dinner, why do I need to come and look at it for? But now they do come in, and that is a whole experience, you know. And this, I tell the photographers, I tell everybody, this is what we're doing.
Great.
So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, fantastic. Oh, cool. Oh, look, well, thank you so much for that, Kim. And anyone that's watching this, like, you know, if you're in a business and you've got this idea, but everyone's telling you it might be mad, then it might actually mean it's worthwhile going for.
Yeah.
So
go for it.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Hey, thank you so much, Kim.
Thanks,
cool.
Rick.
Cheers. Thanks.
Thank you.